said that he wasn't a virgin. I'm like, I don't believe you. You didn't even know how to. Let me just say one thing. He did not take my virginity that night. Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
Hi.
If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe because this story is weird, cringy. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. This is not gonna be cute. This is gonna be
Cringy. Like,
this is about a time that I dated a mama's boy. Like, he was not boyfriend material. Like, there's a lot of like stories like with this guy. And that's that I only dated him for like 3 or 4 months. In these 3-4 months, bitch, like, oh my god. Like,
get your chips, get your munchies, and get your drink because this is gonna be interesting, okay?
okay, if y'all fucking knew like the shit that I had to endure. I don't even. Okay, so this takes place in 2018. This year is the year that I met my current boyfriend. I was dating this guy before, and then I'm gonna tell you a story time about a guy. I don't even know how to describe him. He was just a creepy mama's boy. Basically, how this story goes. My junior year, I graduated my junior year, so I had him in my class for my first semester. So basically, my junior year, like my first semester was junior classes, and my second semester was senior classes. This was all in my junior year because I was graduating early. So in my first semester, I had this guy in my class, and in my last block, like my last class, I never paid attention to him. Like, I don't even acknowledge his existence until Christmas break. Christmas break was when I started talking to him through Snapchat and Facebook, I think, but it was more on Snapchat. So that was already a motherfucking red flag. Literally, we just started talking on that 2-week Christmas break. Tell me why this guy literally asked me to be his girlfriend, like towards the end when it was New Year's. He asked me out on New Year's, he was all fucked up. Literally, he was off up. And the next day, he acted like he didn't remember it. So I asked him, like, do you not remember what you said yesterday? And he was like,
You're my girlfriend, no?
like, he questioned it.
What?
Like, how childish is that? And that's also like a thing that triggers me, like being asked out through the phone or through text. Like, that's
A red flag right there.
we started like talking or whatever, and we had still a few more days till we came back from Christmas break. And then we come back from Christmas break. First of all, we didn't even know each other. I just said yes to be his girlfriend. I don't know why I'm stupid. And I had never hung out with him or anything. And then, first of all, I cut off my lunch besties to be with this weird ass, and I cut them off to go with this guy. This guy literally takes me to the back of the school to fucking kiss me, make out with me, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know you. Yes, I'm your girlfriend, but like, what the fuck? Like, how are you that comfortable? That was already a weird thing, and I don't know if it was before or after. Yeah, I think it was before, like right before we came back. Before that shit happened, I forgot to say, he had taken me out to go eat at a Whataburger. I said I don't remember if it was before or after school. Like, after we went back to school, he had taken me out once to Whataburger. Like, my parents dropped me off. It was so awkward. I think he took me back home. It was like a weird, awkward first date. Like, I don't know. Like, it was alright, you know? And he was always like trying so hard to like make out, and I was just like, dude, I don't even know how to kiss. He was also the first person to give me a hickey. Dude, it was literally like right on the bone. Like, so fucking purple. Like, it was the darkest hickey. Like, this is where things start to get fucking weird. On our second date, he takes me to, because his mom was like hosting, or she was, I don't know, they were just setting up. He takes me. I was like so nervous because like his mom was there. So before we go to his mom, he starts mentioning that he has
that, and he knew that I was curious because I had never done that, and I was like, I wanted to do it. You know, I wanted to do it. So he was like, oh, before we go to my mom, like, do you want to go to my house? Because I have some. It's in my house, so we would have to go.
And I was like I paused a little bit. I was like,
Okay.
my dumbass was nervous, right? But like, I didn't understand what he was trying to do. Like, he just wanted to do that. So my dumbass did not understand. Like, I didn't understand what he was trying to, do. Bro, he takes me to his house. It's almost traumatizing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's so fucking traumatizing. So, this is what happened. Takes me to his house, shows me his room, and remember this. He took me there so we could smoke. We were gonna do that. Tell me why this motherfucker. Not once did he bring that shit up once we got to the house. He was giving himself a room tour. He told me to sit down. The good thing that saved me was that I was still on my period, so I was like, thank God, nothing happened. Something did happen, but not like that. What actually happened was actually worse. He tells me to chill, right? He was like, go sit down on the bed. Let's watch a movie. He tells me to go sit down on the bed. And he starts kissing me. And he tells me to lay down. And I'm just like, I'm on my period. I told him I'm on my period. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just kiss you, whatever. Tell me why this guy literally dry humps. He literally fucking dry humps me, knowing that I'm on my fucking period. My legs were shaking because I had never, I was so nervous. I had never experienced, being that close to a guy like that. And he was just, fucking grinding on me. And I was like, dude, what the fuck, bitch? That was one of the most uncomfortable situation. It almost did feel like an SA because I had not said yes, and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't. In nowhere of that day did I insinuate that we were gonna do anything, so that's why I was so uncomfortable, because I, one, had never done anything with any other human. That was a part of a trauma. I don't know, it was just such a really uncomfortable situation, and I do understand I was wrong because I basically dated a stranger and I should have known better. That's why it's kind of I don't take it as serious as I should, because it's it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't keep me up at night, but it was considered SA because this guy was he just went on top, and I had never done anything like that. There was nothing was done. The deed was not done. It was just that he went on top of me with clothes on. He was just grinding on top, and it was just so awkward because I was like, dude, I'm on my period, and it was just not. This is not what I came for. I wanted to smoke. I didn't want to do that shit because I barely knew I was a virgin too. Did I mention that? I was a virgin. 17 years old. Then, you know what happens? He tells me to give him a hickey, right? And I'm like, I ain't never do that. I never did that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what you're asking me to do. I don't know what to do. I had never done that. He tells me to do it, and I do it here. And then he's like, stop, because my mom's gonna see it. I'm like, bitch, why didn't you tell me that before? So I did one lower. So then that happened. We leave. We're there probably for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Maybe, I don't really remember. It was such a long time ago. So we go back to the event that was happening where his mom was. And I was actually gonna see his mom this time. So I go and see his mom, and I told him, put on your jacket, try to cover it as much as you can. This motherfucker intentionally lowers his fucking jacket. I know he did this shit on purpose. He just wanted to look cool with his mommy. His mom is another thing. I fucking hate his mom. She was such a fucking Christian hypocrite ass bitch. She was such a hypocrite. She was always judging me for things that she was fucking doing. The mom sees the hickey, and then she calls me, and she's like, ven para acá, mija. I was already speaking to her, and we already had talked, and a couple minutes passed by, and she calls me, and she's like, ven para acá. And then I was like, yes. And she was like, basically she said something like this. I'm not gonna say the exact words, I don't really remember, but I just remember the idea of what she told me. And she was like, I know what you guys do is normal or whatever, just don't do it where it's noticeable, because that just looks wrong in front of people. And basically she was saying it in such a bitch way. She was I'm like, bitch, you don't even know me, you don't even know what the fuck happened. I know what it looks like, but nothing happened, literally. And she was basically saying, what you do is normal, do whatever, it's normal, but just don't let it show because that looks so wrong. She was bien santita, yeah, bien santita. That happens, and I just felt so uncomfortable like the whole rest of the event. That was their second date. He would even like take me to church with his mom. I didn't mind going with him. I really didn't, because we would have our moments there. Kind of did feel it was alright. There's these times where I would take, like, he would take me and his mom would go, and she would always, because at the time I only had this tattoo. It was really just this. And it was after church, like one of these days. It was like in the morning, and after church, she was talking to me and saying how it was a sin to have tattoos because in the future it's gonna be a symbol of the devil. Drinking and smoking is a sin. When this bitch literally does that shit, she was saying that it was bad, and she was judging me for things that I'm not even doing. Whatever, she was judging me for that, and she was judging me for that, and she does that.
And I was like, what the fuck, you fucking hypocrite. Like, she was literally an alcoholic.
Hypocrisy. I just always hated that because like she would always be so judgmental about it. Like literally, people like that, bitch, just like shut the fuck up. Even in like lunch, like in school, we didn't have classes together. Like once the second semester hit, because I had senior classes, and he was a junior. It was always just so cringy. Like we were just always like, it was just cringy after that, you know. And one of the main reasons why I broke up, it wasn't because I had met someone else. It was mainly because he was very like overly friendly. This one specific event got me fucked up. So this was like my last straw. I was already like so like, I guess with all that shit happening, I was in a way happy because he was like that kind of person that will hype you up. But there is just all these other things, like I didn't know this guy, like I didn't, and I just felt weird because he would just do these things. Tell me why on prom I took him with me. That was the biggest mistake. I should have just gone alone. In prom, the whole fucking night, one of my friends was there because she was a junior, but her fucking date. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. This fucking slow. Tell me why. The whole night he was talking to my friend. Literally the whole night, and we had fun or whatever. Like we danced or just like whatever. But we went out to eat, and he invited my friend over to eat with us. He invited her to eat with us. Literally, they were eating the whole time when we were at the diner. Like, literally talking the whole time. And I was just like, and you know, on prom, you're always like so worried about you're gonna lose your virginity. Like, what if they plan something and you want, like, literally, no. That was not even in his mind. This whole thing, he was just talking to this fucking girl, like, yeah. And that's when I realized we had nothing in common, and I was just like, and I was already making a friend. I already had made a friend, which is my current boyfriend, and he actually took the time to get to know me. Also because like it was just a lot of things too. Like he also never made time for me. Like I was literally like working and going to school, and then he started working too. And I would ask to be on call, and he was like, no, it's because I'm so tired. Like he would always make excuses. Like he would never want to be talking, and there's just a lot of red flags, like these little stories that have happened with him, these little events. So I was just like, you know what? I try to break up with him. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna break up with you first because I know you're gonna break up with me. And I'm like, okay. I guess he just wanted to say that he dumped me. I was just like, okay. So that happened, and then we break up, and then he tells his mommy that he's like concerned for me. He made up like this whole story, like his mom showed up at my house with him, and he was like sweating because he had that issue where he would always sweat when he was nervous. Bitch, he like told his mom a whole bunch of shit. They came to talk to me. She was like, are you okay? Like he basically made it seem like if I was getting beat up by my parents, and she was like interrogating my mom and me, and I was just like, dude, we're not even together, and you're already like causing a whole bunch of drama. Like, she also was saying how I made her son happy, and why did I out of nowhere not want to be with him anymore. And she started asking me questions. I'm like, first of all, like he technically broke up with me, and I'm like, you should ask your son why. He's not a good boyfriend. You know, I was like she was basically saying how happy he was, and now he's all devastated, and she doesn't like to see her son like that. While she was also interrogating me and my parents, so I was just like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Like this guy was something else, you know. I'm like, first of all, like honestly, I would say no. And there was even another time. Oh my god! Right, like before prom, we had tried to do the deed. Try to do that. Tell me why this motherfucker brings me over to the house. Right. Supposedly nobody's home, and I'm like so fucking nervous, dude. I was like fucking. I wasn't even like shaving at the time because that wasn't even on my mind. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So he had, first of all, he had taken me out to get froyo on a froyo date, and then he tells me if he want to do it, and I was like, sure, why not? You know, I was dating him, and you know, a lot of shit had happened already, and I literally like we're already naked, you know, and then he tells me he's like,
Oh, suck it.
and I'm like, I didn't even have to look. I was just like no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was just saying, oh, I don't know. Like, it was the truth. I didn't know how to do that. And I didn't want to either way. So I was like, he did not know what he was doing. Like, let me just say one thing. He did not take my virginity that night. I don't even think, like, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but he should have known better. Like, he should know. You know, he said that he wasn't a virgin. I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking believe you. You didn't even know how to, you didn't even know where to put, you didn't even know where to put it. Like, it didn't even go in. What were you doing? You missed the hoop. Literally, that all happened like within a span of like less than 5 minutes. While he's trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing. Like I just felt him rubbing on top. I don't know what the fuck he was doing with that shit. And not even 5 minutes pass, and his stepdad comes into the house. Like not into the room, like into the house. We hear the door open, and I'm like, shit. He just, I guess he was so drunk, so he laid on the couch. But like, we just rammed. Like we just went out the door past him. Like, I put on my clothes real quick and we just left. I did pass by him, but I think he had passed out on the couch, so yeah. They just say that I didn't lose my virginity that night. I did not lose my virginity. I lost my virginity months later with somebody else, with my current boyfriend. And yeah, those are all the basically all the embarrassing stories. But the last event was like prom, and then after that was when his mom interrogated us because you know he was such a mama's boy, and then she would tell me shit for no, that's not. We were kids. I'm just gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him that excuse. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna just say you were a kid. We were 17. That is the story time of.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
But yeah, that was. I just hope you guys somewhat enjoyed that. I was cringing the whole time I was saying everything, but yeah. If you guys enjoyed, give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Alright, bye guys.